everybody, and welcome to tonight's Full Moon Circle. Thank you for joining me in this 13 Moons program. My name is Adrianna, and I'm with the AURORA Sacred Healing Center located here in Cranberry Portage. So welcome and thank you for joining me tonight. So without sounding too much like a science teacher, though many of you know that's what I am. Just a brief kind of introduction, those of you who are new to the moon, we start off with the dark side of the moon facing the sun. So it appears dark in the sky. This is a time where we're kind of like retreat back within ourselves and rest and release and kind of gather our strength up before the new moon cycle starts again. And then every night the moon starts tilting a little bit closer, a little bit more towards the sun. We are waxing, we're getting bigger. We've set the intentions for our growth. We're building power every night as we go from quarter to gibbous until we reach the full moon, where we're at this time where we open our heart open to creativity and expression. And we take a time to reflect before we start going through the waning process, where the moon starts getting a little bit less full every night as it makes its way back to becoming dark again. And when we're waning, that's when we are like, after our seeds have been planted and they're growing, we go into the discernment, which means like kind of weeding out any bad energy that's not working for us. We gather that energy back and we focus where we want to. So tonight, looking at all the moons, a moon is a very important time where we can just take a moment to come back to what is sacred to us, as let us connect in the healing power of community and creating sacred space, turn ourselves inward and kind of work on our resilience. So maybe we had a hard month and we don't feel like we had any gains, but then this resilience, the full moon teaches us that everything is cyclical in nature and we can start again. So the full moon invites us again to come back to our own heart, our higher self, and nurture so that you can manifest your desires and help yourself feel more free. And then we end with kind of looking at things to focus on. What are the teachings of this full moon? And those seeds that the full moon helps to grow for us, we want to put forth into acts of service or creativity or do something with it, because that will help summon up that happiness within us. Now, the 13 moons, according to many First Nation teachings, actually sort of resembles the back of a turtle, the old turtle from the turtle clan. And so you have all the scales kind of going around the outside, which 28 scales for the 28 days of the lunar cycle. And then you have the 13 big shells in the middle, one for each moon. And we have 1 month of the year that has 2 moons in it. So that's why there's 13. So this one is the 4th month of our turtle shell. And it's sometimes called the sucker moon, or the fish moon, because right now the fish are getting ready to spawn, going back into their waters where they were born. So it's very cleansing and purifying time. You'll also hear the moon at this time of April called the pink moon, for like the flowers, particularly the phlox, which is one of the pink blooms of the phlox, which is one of the first flowers to bloom after the snow melts. So flowering, we're looking at all the positive aspects of our life, a very loving time. The pink moon is all about love, beauty, and magic. So as we go through each of these 13 moons, we're going to sort of follow a similar process. Ritual is kind of like doing the same kind of practice. So we're going to start off with, you're going to prepare a sacred space. You can always pause the video to allow yourself to create your sacred space. And then we're going to go through a simple full moon ritual. I'll give you ideas if you want to tune the ritual to to make it your own, something that is more relevant to you. And then we end with, what is this moon teaching us? What is it asking us to focus on? So let's get started here with preparing our sacred space. And so as you can see in this quote here, anything that makes your heart happy is an altar. You don't have to follow any rules for this. Now with the pink moon, if you think about it like that, you can have some medicines in here, like plants. We're going to start off with a smudge here. So having a smudge pot and some cedar is very good with bringing out the positive, and the sage will clear out any kind of negative. And florals for the, with the flowers. So I have behind me, where is it here? I have the only flower in my house is this calla lily, which is kind of hard to see. But later on, when we connect with nature, I have some bulbs here that I'm going to plant. But in the air, I have like my moon spray that I've added some citrus and some flowering lavender to my moon spray. So I'm sort of putting that into my space. Those are my essential oils. And just anything that makes you kind of happy. I have pictures in the back of me as a child, my children, things that like evoke love for myself at a simpler time when I was a child, and all the people that I love are kind of surrounding me in this space. Okay. Salt, I have the salt lamp behind me, but I also use in my moon sprays the Epsom salts to help raise that lunar vibration. So bring that into there, and you can bring in whatever crystals you want to bring in, okay, into your space as well. Something to write in is good if you want to, like a moon journal, if you want to keep that. Or I am going to be putting a link in this moon program. I have what are called daily sadhana sheets that you can print out and keep track of. Sadhana in yoga is what we call like your personal practice. If you're going to really want to make changes in your life, you need to be kind of committed to this personal practice. So working with the moon and tending to your seeds here when you're planting them is part of this daily sadhana. You're welcome to use this, and I'll talk more about it as we go through our 13 moon program. Okay, so before we get started here, preparing our space, sacred space is somewhere where you want to come and you find yourself again and again. So put on something that feels you're very comfortable in. I put on things that I like to wear in ritual. Like I have my amulet here that was given to me when I became a yoga practitioner with my crystals in it. I have my shawl kind of that I usually like to wear as well. So anything that makes you feel good. And we're going to clear ourselves of any kind of negative energy and our sacred space with our smudge. Okay, so we'll light our smudge. If you have smudge, you can do this with me. Okay, so we smudge our glasses. You can smudge anything that you're wearing, your jewelry, or if you want to cleanse it. Try not to blow on the embers. You smudge your eyes. I'm just going to get this going a little bit more. So your eyes, so that you, like your actual eyes, so that you can see the beauty of the world. There we go. Let's get this going here. There, just want a good smoke going. Go. So we see the beauty of the world in your ears, so we can listen. Over our heads, for our mind. There's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do but just to be in this space right now. Our lips, so we may speak kindly. I bring it right inside of my body so that I can bring those healing prana energy right down into my lungs and inside my body, my heart, so I may open up my heart center, my solar plexus, my fire. Spring is all about fire energy we want to invoke, and all the way down. And I'm going to also smudge my space as well. Tarot cards that I pulled for tonight. Everything here. We'll just let that smudge continue to do his thing as we continue our practice. Those of you who don't want to use smoke, you can always use sound bowls as well. And the sound will also clear your space. You can also use, remember I said that essential oils in your moon spray with salts, right? You can use that to also clear your space. Lots of options. Okay. So continuing on here, we cleanse the space, we remove all ill, and we bless it now and let love and light fill. We want to bring into this space here, manifest, we want to bring in peace, beauty within, beauty around us, and we want to highlight our creativity. So let us begin. So this is a time when we start out here with our ritual. It's a time to awaken, align, and anchor. This is where we're starting at. And we're going to begin right now with a meditation. So I want you to get yourself nice and comfortable. I'm going to call in the 4 directions, which is something that I always like to add in my ritual. So we start off, first of all, thank you for joining me in this place of magic, this energy and power. Let's conjure up a sacred space. We are free as the circle that we are casting now together between worlds. We light the candle in the east, where the eastern winds sometimes blast warm air, swirls around us. It's a gentle reminder that it is indeed spring. Spring is coming. There is a message of preparation that is so very clear. We can find ourselves in the cusp of great change. Half of the dark year has come and gone, winter, but the messenger will remain for us all eternity. And we light candle in the south. And the southern flames, uncontrolled merging of red, yellow, orange, and blue, they represent the advocates for the power of fire. Now is the time where the precious gift of light has great value, for it offers hope when all things appear black. And when things seem bleak and sad, the light of the fire can cheer us up and bring us comfort. We light the candle in the west. The western waves, water, the never-ending rhythmic cascading waves demonstrate the tireless power of water. Energies that seem to emerge from nowhere and extend to everywhere provide us with the pathway to success if we allow them to lead us without doubting their sources. And then in the north, we light the candle in the north. The candle in the north, the northern lights, they offer clarity and they give us extension of our sight. The skies are speckled with shining millions of stars, offering a moment of hope and giving us guidance and clear direction. Without a compass, we have no direction. And without direction, we have no way to move forward. And tonight we also light our pink candle kind of in the middle. I will share a pink candle meditation if those of you want to take your meditation a little further. So the pink I've used tonight because of the pink moon, but the pink is a blend of red, which symbolizes love, but also with the white for protection and divinity. So let's harness that energy with lighting our pink candle. So great Grandmother Moon, great goddess, we have humble origins and earthly simplicity. We seek nothing more than your continued blessings and protection, both in our love and our lives and through our magical work. In the great circle of life, it is you who sits at the center, guiding, teaching, and providing, and we humbly ask your presence tonight. And so we move into our meditation. So I ask you to relax and visualize just surrounding yourself with the smudge and the flames. I want you to picture yourself just laying on a beach, as you can see in the picture, with the water sort of gently. You hear the sounds of the water, the waves beside you. And I want you to look up and watch the starry sky above you and the huge moon, which brightens the surroundings. As you look up, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Enjoy this moonlight glimmering on the water and the moon's halo, which is covering all the visible parts of the sky. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Feeling your body become relaxed, no worries, no thoughts, just harmony. Take a deep breath in. I want you to imagine this moonlight coming down from the sky, this glowing light touching your skin, the area of your heart, the area between your heart and your belly button and your solar plexus. I want you to see this glowing light penetrating the inside of your body and moving outwards. Every breath you take in, I want you to see this light flowing more and more. You are becoming more and more this light. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Feel how this light calms all the cells of your body. How it calibrates your inner flows. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Unwrinkling your face, your skin, taking your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Continue to take those deep breaths in, deep breath out, until you feel completely full of this light and this love. Bringing into your heart thankness. Let's give thanks. The moon with our arms open for all the moon provides for us, unconditional love. And I open still for all that flows and comes from the unseen. Set our intentions for tonight. I accept my past and my future. but I let them go so I may live fully in the present. I honor all aspects of my sacred being, my body, my mind, and my soul. I attract abundant growth, change, and creativity in the light of the full moon. I invite all that is new and positive into my life for the greater good. I want you to take a moment, let this sit with you. I want you to get out your moon journal. And I want you to ask yourself these questions here. So if the full moon in April is all about love, where do you see beauty within yourself and in others? How do you see beauty? I want you to think about where there is more space for growth and peace in your life. And I want you to think about what has been hidden dormant, that if you could just nurture it and tend to this seed, that it would bring more life. Again, pause the video if you want to take time to write. As you're doing so, just move into those of you who want to answer those questions, you can always do it as a release as well. Either answering those questions or just simply writing down anything that comes, just free-flowing thoughts or emotions that came up in the meditation. Under the moonlight, just free flow, write it down. And you're always welcome in your smudge bowl to rip up the pieces and burn it if you wish to release. You can always do that. I'll move into this. This is release. We remember. Okay, so when we wake up our inner spirit, it's, our body, our spirit already has all the tools it needs for healing, but we need to remember how to do it. We have to sort of become those healed healers ourselves, not just everybody else. So we ask our Lady Luna, remember when we use this language, use the language that is meaningful to you. Don't get caught up in words, creator, goddess, Lady Luna, Gaia, Mother Earth. Instead, substitute the words that mean, have significant meaning to you, and incorporate that into your own ritual. So now is the time, release what was, embrace the tide, bring to me all I need, dreams and gold, I tend the seed. And so we move forward from our releasing into sort of the loving, we're giving back now. Time to heal ourselves. And so when we are being kind of kind and loving to ourselves, this is when we have to look into the mirror, into the reflection of the moon in the water in our meditation. We were lying in the water, looking at ourselves. And we affirm to ourselves, again, you can write these in your journal, which if there's one that speaks to you, that I am open to the unfolding path. And the synchronicities are like the messages that life is giving to you, that are helping you make these choices that are in alignment with the flow that you want in your world. And we want to let go, the release of what's no longer serving, and open. So once we clear out space and weed out what's no longer serving us, we then provide more room for growth and of those seeds that we have planted. We're open to receive. And I'm wholly rooted in my truth. And we give back. We use, those of you are, like doing chants. We have this, the moon chant, moon mantra. Om just means generally creator, divine. We're just sort of evoking our spirit guides. We're asking them to be with us in this process. Namo means bow. I bow to those spirit guides. Thank you. Narayana is the moon, the divine. So you can say with me 3 times. I'm going to use the singing bowl. No, no. Those sound vibrations continue to wash over us, giving thanks to Creator, to spirit guides. We surrender. And now is where we get those creative expressions flowing. So you might want to connect with nature. So I encourage you, I got some bulbs here and I have some soil. I'm not going to do it in front of you because I'll make a big mess over my flames. But getting your hands in the dirt is one way to get those happy chemicals flowing through your brain and connecting with nature. You can also do things like making a flower mandala. And as you're putting all those petals and leaves into a pretty picture, you're becoming, harmonized with nature. So just find something that speaks to you. And this April pink moon is all about, we're evoking that love. And that love is your higher self. Your higher self is that which knows what is best for you, has your best interest at heart. It knows what you're capable of. And it's when you're vibrating at your highest potential. And when we're vibrating at that highest potential, this is the time where we receive the guidance and wisdom. And we want to tune into that. So when we want to tune into our higher self, one divination tool, and again, you can find whatever works for you. I'll sort of mix it up throughout the 13 moons. Sometimes crystals can help here. I've chose to do a 3-card tarot spread to help, tune into our higher self. And before we sort of look at the cards here, we ask whatever your divination tool means, which is a tool that you would use to shine a light in your dark, in maybe a dark spot that, help you with some clarity or, to access that guidance. We're digging into our higher self, tapping into our intuition. And a lot of us, if we're not listening to that intuition, those gut feelings, sometimes it's hard to access those. So we ask for help again from our spirit guides. So full moon bright, full moon light, illuminate where shadows sleep, full moon night, full moon sight, Show me what is hidden deep. So let's look at these 3 cards. So I've already shuffled the deck. I put all my intentions. I was thinking about each one of you when I worked with my, those of you know, this is my favorite deck. It's called the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. You're welcome. I will put a link to this below the video if you want to check out these, if you like these cards and you want to find out more about it. So the first card we're going to look at that I picked was, what is the full moon trying to shine a light? What is it illuminating? What's the message it's trying to send you? And the card that I chose was the 8 of Wands. Now, wands are all about spiritual energy and fire, very appropriate for spring. So with our 8 of Wands, and I put a picture over there so you can see it better. You can see how the wands are getting thrown up into the air. Okay, and 8 of them, that's quite a few. So you've done a lot of work already throughout the whole winter, building your spiritual, practice and doing that, looking within those cobwebs. But now it's action time. And a lot of us feel that in spring, it's action. In fact, our bodies kind of fight it. I know my mind wants to go, but my body wants to sleep. It's like, no, we'd like that hibernation. And it's like there's a disconnect here with the mind and the body. So, but this is action time, and you want to fall into the flow, go with this energetic spiritual energy, swiftly face whatever desires confront you, head straight into that direction and harness this beautiful window of opportunity. So that's what our full moon is telling us to do. Run with this energy, go for it. You've done all this work. So the second card that we're going to use is, now, why is it not that easy? What is anchoring us, and what do we need to let go of in order to harness all that spiritual energy? And the card that I chose actually came up reversed, okay, which means it's not happening. This is like a shadow. It's not, the light is not flowing. There's a shadow kind of holding us back. So again, Wands, spiritual energy. So we already saw with spiritual energy that it was that full moon was saying, go, ready, set, go. But what is really happening? It's reversed. And what the 4, 4 means like foundation. This is talking about your community to yourself, kind of that connection, mind, body, spirit. There's a disconnect to your higher self. Maybe inside of you, there's too much noise, too much drama. You're putting your attention into areas that are not helping you connect that mind, body, spirit, your own sense of community, but also not just your inner community, your outer community. Maybe through the winter, we've been disconnected. We've been sort of hibernating, and it's time to get back out, join our community, and add to your life more loving bliss, just things that make you feel loved and happy. Don't forget that, simple little things can help, make you more happy. Look at the, if we had an action card that the full moon is telling us, if we did the work and we release this holding back and we connect ourselves, to our own source and to our community, look at the dancing and this looks like a very fun time here. So there's your potential. So moving into our third card here, what are we getting ready to emerge? So, once we do the work and we help to release, all this inner noise and drama, what are we open to receive? This is your higher self talking through the help of our spirit guides, like that full moon. So the card that came up here, whoa, so let's break this one down, because at first glance, maybe the colors, maybe the imagery makes you feel like this is, a negative card. But this card here shows you've been doing the work. You've been sitting in the shadow. Look at the colors. You know, you've gone through this point, this period of hibernation, you know, and right now, you know, your heart is kind of tender. So before we can dance, like, you know, this card here, sort of getting upright, before we can throw the wands up, you know, we just got to be gentle. Our heart, it's mending. You can see all the threads here. It's mending. It's been broken, maybe a loss of a relationship, or maybe an identity of yourself here that wasn't really who you were. You're getting rid of it. But this card, you know, look at the woman here. She's just sitting there. She's completely surrendering, you know, surrendering to Creator. And therefore, like, it's a card of hope that these painful times are passing. We are healing. We are becoming more strong, becoming more resilient. And just know that we will find this love. We're going to thrive, and we're going to find this inspiration again soon. So that's what those cards can tell us. So what do we take from this? You know, sort of looking at all this, you know, we see the potentials there. We just have to be sort of gentle. We're not quite there. So just giving time for us to focus on my heart remains tender, but it's open. Thank you for that message. So now that you've received this gift from Divine, usually what we would do, this is where we would get our creative juices flowing. And again, I'm going to try different things with you through each of these 13 moons. Move your body. I suggest one thing that you can do, just be careful, is very icy out, because around here, spring kind of means a lot of ice when water freezes at night. I'm going to share with you, as you can see, a link here to a walking meditation. So this would be great to do under the moonlight, whatever speaks to you. Or if you're really starting to notice those sun's rays getting warmer during the day, maybe you want to take this out in the daylight. No rules. Again, sacredness all around you all the time. Just tune into it. Those of you who like to sing, maybe not today, but there's, you know, lots of good songs to sing, and simple ones like chants and such like that, again, I'm going to share this link to this full moon song, those of you who want to sing, or if you just want to listen, okay, maybe while you're doing your walking meditation, if you want to just walk, I've added a Spotify playlist link here that is all powerful songs for full moon, helping raise that vibrational energy. So you choose. But just remember that this pink moon is telling us to focus on opening ourselves to receive what our higher self is trying to tell us. Okay, and that the moon sort of teaches us that we can, in the midst of our busy lives, there's always time to celebrate that sacred presence, you know, and allow it to transform. And being committed to this process, this is exactly why I'm going to, you know, continue with these 13 moons, one every month. I'm going to encourage through YouTube, through Facebook, Instagram, that we have a community of people, so we can get back to our full moon fire circles, maybe actually together in community, where we come together as like-minded people who are all trying to raise our vibrational energy. And so next month, I ask that if you want to join me when we look in the month of May at the flower moon, more beautiful, loving energy coming from these moons of the spring. So I thank you for joining me in tonight's full moon circle. And may you know deep in your heart that you are surrounded by light and love always. And I thank you for being the light with me. I encourage you to work your light, you know, throughout the rest of the 28 days before we come back again. and be the light for others. And we'll end tonight with a full moon blessing. So bringing our hands together in prayer position. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We gather tonight by the dark of the moon, by the light of the moon, my apologies. And we celebrate this season of spring. We offer thanks to the ancestors of this land and rejoice. The ancestors have brought us love and compassion, abundance and prosperity, fertility and life. As the moon above, so the earth below. Immense and unmatched power of the earth, we thank you for attending our circle tonight. Stay if you will, and go if you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. So may it be. Healing waters of life, we thank you for attendance in our circle. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. So may it be. Cleansing flames from the fires of the great forages of the south. Tonight we give thanks beyond measure for your attendance in the circle. So may it be. Whispering winds invisible, but without compare, we thank you for attendance in our circle. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. So may it be. Great Goddess, we thank you. We thank you, Grandmother Moon, for your abundance, your wisdom, your continued blessings, and your unconditional love. Without your life, we would never know the beauty that the world has. Without your encouragement, we would never have developed and grown as a human. Without your continued guidance, we might have strayed from the path. For those things and so much more, we humbly thank you. And we thank you for the unconditional love shared with us this night and every night. The circle is open, but never unbroken. Merry we meet, merry we part, and merry we meet again. Namaste. Happy pink moon.